take it for three. You betcha.
The pass to Miller outside three. Good.
Big block by Olsen.
Fryer in the paint. Now to Holzer. Left corner three. Bang! Bang! Oh!
Ulster Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
And welcome back to Fargo South High School, where it's EDC girls basketball now on the air between the Fargo South Bruins and the Fargo Shanley Deacons. And this is our Irie Insurance pregame show. For all of your insurance requests, visit Irie Insurance online at irieins.com. Fargo South, well, they have not been the team that they have been in recent years. They're a quality club right now as the Fargo South Bruins 6-6 on the season. Recent years for Fargo South, 3-19. The 3 of the last 4 seasons last year, they went 9-15. The Bruins just continue to get better every chance that they've been able to come out under Jason Smed's hammer. And a week ago tonight, Addie Wagner surpassed the 2,000 career point as a 5'7" senior heading to MSUM. We shouldn't have any records, so to speak, here tonight, but Addie Wagner will talk about on our Irie Insurance pregame show. For the Fargo Shanley Deacons, they've owned this series. They've won 23 straight against Fargo South, and they've won 2 of their last 3. They're 5-6 on the season, 5-5 in conference play. We're going to talk about some post players here for Fargo Shanley later tonight. Coming up on our Irie Insurance pregame show, we'll recap what happened in the boys game, get to your out-of-town scoreboard, EDC standings. But first, it's our Coach's Corner. First up is Fargo Shanley head coach Steve Jacobson. We'll hear from Jason Smed's hammer as well. It's the Deacons and the Bruins. It's EDC girls basketball. Our Irie Insurance pregame show continues after this with Steve Jacobson here on your live event.
23rd through the 25th at Brainerd International Raceway, the Midwest Premier Country and Rock Festival. Lakes Jam presented by R&J Broadcasting. On the Bud Light main stage, hear John Party, Tesla, Gabby Barrett, Warrant, Kicks, Mark Wills, and more. It's more than a music festival with watercross, drifting, poker tourneys, lawnmower racing, and more. For tickets and more information, visit lakesjam.com.
As we continue on our Irie Insurance pregame show, here it's EDC girls basketball. It's Fargo Shanley going up against Fargo South tonight from the Bruin Den. With us now is Fargo Shanley head coach, that's Steve Jacobson. And Steve, you kind of get to this time of the year, almost on February 1st, you start looking at the EDC standings, at least I do, to try to figure out, seeds a little bit, and yourself, Fargo South, and Devils Lake all in a dogfight right now in the middle of this conference. So does it kind of feel almost like a bigger game than what it is? Or is it, hey, if we can take care of business tonight, we know we put ourselves in the right direction for the rest of the season here, Steve?
Well, I think it's a fight. I mean, I give South credit. They're playing pretty well. I'm happy for them. I mean, they've had some tough years. They're finally starting to come around. But a win for us tonight is huge. We lost a close one to Cheyenne that would have put us right there. I mean, I think you got 7 teams right now that are trying to get in them 4 positions. So this is our first step with 4 games in the next 7 days. We got to look at only South and get that victory tonight.
And you mentioned 4 games in 7 days. It probably feels a little different for your squad just in terms of the schedule that came out. Maybe 1 or 2 games get moved around with weather where you only had 1 game a week. Now you're, going to all of a sudden, Steve, have just as many games in 7 days as you did in the entire month of January prior. So talk about, getting these games in a short amount of time and what maybe feels already like an EDC tournament just in terms of how it's kind of being structured out here the next 7 days for your club.
It's good for us because it's almost like a tournament setting for us now. You get 1 day before you play again, and in the EDC we play Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday this year, so it's a good start for us. And the way I look at it, you got to just look at the first game, but our schedule these next 4 games is South tonight, Davies Thursday, North Saturday, and Red River on Tuesday. So, I mean, if we can win 3 out of the 4, 4 out of the 4, we get ourselves in a really good spot.
Without question. And these town games too, it doesn't take much to get up for them. And you're going up against maybe a person who's feel like she's probably 99 years old in terms of high school standards, Steve, in Addie Wagner. You don't really see too many kids, playing varsity or starting varsity at a middle school level. And she's been able to do that with Addie Wagner. From a coaching standpoint, what makes it a challenge going up against Addie when you square off with Fargo South?
I've known Addie for quite a while. I've known her from AAU. I know her from Fargo South. First of all, I'd like to congratulate her on her 2,000 point. But trust me, our scouting team last night will know where Addie is. We put everything they do, so she's not going to get an easy look. I'll give her the 45-footer that she hits maybe 30%, but I'm not going to give her the 20-footer. So, Addie's a wonderful basketball player. She's going on to Morehead State to play basketball and golf. And overall, she's just a wonderful young lady. So, I give her respect.
And the one thing you mentioned there, going to Morehead State, you have someone that's also going to be in the NSIC, and Emily Strema going to Minot State. What has she meant to this year's team, Steve, kind of being the elder statesman, so to speak, kind of like Addie is, for Fargo South?
She started out a little slow at the beginning of the year, but as we continued on, and as we're a very young team, and her leadership on the floor has gained a lot of confidence. She knows what she can do. She's averaging probably right around 12 to 13 points a game right now with about, I think she's right around 10, 11 rebounds. So she's producing, and we need her to keep producing and still be that leader. And she's another great young lady that's worked hard on her game, and it's starting to show up now.
2 players for you as well that are kind of get to play Emily's spot a little bit. Just depends on the rotation or who we have on the floor. And again, Hakim Meziku, only a sophomore, and Sealy Stockholm's only a sophomore. So to your earlier point, a younger squad that needs to get some varsity minutes to maybe just kind of figure 1 or 2 things out as the season moves along. What are those 2 girls specifically, Steve, at the sophomore level? What have they learned from an Emily, or what have they been able to progress, since November?
We'll start with Meziku, who's averaging about 66% from the floor and about 10 rebounds a game. You can see a lot of Mo in her older sister that's at Mary now, but I'll tell you what, every coach that comes in and we face, they don't want Meziku on the floor. She's just that good right now. And Sealy Stockmo is getting better every night. We had some things we had to teach her early on, but that, you're looking at 15, 16-year-old young lady that, it's a whole new spot. We play 4 sophomores very, very heavy in the games. 2 seniors, Hannah Hodel, who's another senior captain, and Aubrey Dew right now, who's playing well for us. So we're about 8 or 9 deep right now, and without the leadership of Emily, and our inside game right now is our best part of the game, and there's a lot of teams that can't match up to us on the inside. So we just got to keep improving on that end overall and get some shots to fall.
Hey, Steve, as always, I thank you so much for your time. Best of luck here against Fargo South later tonight.
Thank you. We're looking forward to see you.
Steve Jacobson, head coach there for the Fargo Shanley Deacons, will continue on our Irie Insurance Coach's Corner comments after this with Jason Smetshammer of Fargo South.
What do basketball, choir, drama club, and marching band all have in common? They're all high school activities that offer learning opportunities not necessarily found in the classroom. They take up just a fraction of a typical North Dakota high school's budget, and they go a long way to giving young people the tools they need to thrive. High school activities, they're more than extracurricular. They're extra important, too. This message presented by the North Dakota High School Activities Association and the North Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Going to NDSCS, I found out way more than just sports. I met a lot of people just on my floor, and then different activities you could go to that were on campus. For sure, I'll look back on all the memories and love it. My name is Grace, and I'm here for my future.
First week of college, I can't tell you how many friends I've made. It's a family, you know what I mean? Every time I go to a meeting, everyone knows my name. They're always kind to me. I love it. I can't explain how much I love it here. My name is Junior, and I'm here for my future.
Our Coach's Corner continues here from Fargo South High School. It's Fargo South and Fargo Shanley here tonight in EDC girls basketball. Jason Smedhammer now with us, head coach for Fargo South. And Jason, you always like to learn lessons, so to speak, in wins, and you found ways to get the W the last 2 times. You go to overtime with Grand Forks Central, but you got the job done to start the weekend off, a few days ago. What have you seen from your team in those last 2 games on the court?
Well, the North game was kind of a whirlwind with the whole thing with Addie getting her 2,000. So, that was just an awesome moment. And again, beating in a game where you're beating a crosstown opponent, which we talked about that before. The North-South game is pretty special. So that was fun. The Grand Forks Central game, I was just really proud of the way we hung in there because we trailed for most of that game. Things just were not clicking great for us. Credit Central for that. They just took some things away from us and made it hard for us. And Central's always scrappy anyway. And so it was a tough game for us. And, maybe in years past, that one might've gotten away from us, but we had players when we really needed to step up and either grab a rebound or make a basket or put some free throws in. I think we sent the game to overtime on a pair of free throws, and we ended up winning the game on a pair of free throws. So I was just really proud that we just hung in there and hung in there and hung in there, and eventually, made the plays when we needed to. So it was a step forward in that direction. The thing we talked about was, the more close games you can be in, the easier they become to handle. And so, we are trying to learn from that then and what we can do better or different, or what can we do the same to help us get the same result that we got on that night. So it was a good learning experience for us.
And I know you mentioned about Addie Wagner's 2,000 career point. People are still talking about it, and rightfully so for the type of career that she's had. Let's talk about another senior, Brynn Nelson, in terms of what her role has been this year and how she's been able to kind of come into her own form as well here, Jason.
You bet. Brynn has been a great step-up senior for us this year. She has a lot of varsity under her belt, but she's just taken on different roles now this year. She's playing more inside than she ever has in the past. And, she's not a big post player, but she's pretty athletic kid. And so she can defend and rebound inside and post up hard and try to elevate and score that way. So that's been a big change for her. And she's embraced that completely. She's bought into being able to go mix it up in the post. So that on the court stuff has been well. She's shooting the ball better from the perimeter this year than she has before. I think right now she's cruising along at about 40% from the 3-point line, which is fantastic. We'll take that any day of the week. And then the other thing too about her, as happens with a lot of seniors, is they just realize, this is my senior year, and they step it up in practice. They become more vocal leaders. They demand more. And so she's taking a big step forward in that leadership role as well, off the court and in practices and in the locker rooms and things like that, as well as elevating her game on the court.
And you mentioned about, elevating your game on the court. What's going to have to change here from the December 10th game at Fargo Shanley to a game here tonight from the Bruin Den? I know Tegan Malo, there's going to be 2-3 post players that she's going to have to try to guard. It's not just going to be her, but Shanley has a post kind of team that's where they like to make their bread and butter here. So Jason, what's just going to be a challenge when you go up against Deacons, and what can you take from the first meeting back in December?
Well, Shanley always seems like they have big post players. They always have, and that is a challenge for us. They're going to, assuming starting 3 6-footers, 6'4", 6'1", 6'1", we don't have any 6-footers on our whole team. So that's a tough matchup in the paint area for us. So they really took it to us inside last time. And so we just have to find a way to rebound better. I think a big part of the rebounding was the first time around, I just don't think we made contact on our box outs as much as we probably need to. So a little bit of a tightening up in that area will definitely help. Yeah, we can't match their size, but we can do a better job of boxing out, being in the right position, and then trying to get into a little bit more of an up-tempo game where maybe you negate a little bit of that size. So we got our work cut out for us. There's no question about that. They're well coached. They're good players, and they're going to want to keep things going on their side of things too. So it'll be a hard work for us. We have to make sure that all 5 girls team rebounding instead of just saying, hey, Tegan, go get the rebound. You know, we all have to get in and rebound and things like that. So that's probably the key for us, is how are we going to rebound?
Final thing for you, Jason, before you let you go, you look down at the calendar. It's almost February. You look down at the EDC standings. You got enough teams where you are right now, kind of compact right there. So does it have a little taste of what you might see in March, so to speak, with the EDC tournament? I get it. It's only one game, but does this game already feel like, hey, we can position ourselves in a better situation for later down the line?
No question. Yeah, I think there's, the top couple of teams have separated themselves a little bit, but yeah, there's a big mix there. I think there's a team at 4-4, a team at 5-5, a team at 5-6, and then people coming in right behind that too. So, I mean, every game is going to maybe move yourself 1 or 2 positions even. And that could be the difference between being automatically seeded into the tournament or having to play a play-in game. It could mean the difference between hosting a game and being on the road for a game. So it's a huge game in terms of that aspect. And, we try to, cliche, try to take it one game at a time and things like that. But, we see the standings in terms of, hey, right now, tonight, Shanley's a half game ahead of us. And if we win, now we're a half game ahead of them. And so it has big ramifications on if we win or if they win. That's going to affect what happens down the road. So, yeah, no question. When you get to the end of January and you start creeping into February, you start looking at things, and that's where we're at right now. We're late in the season, or getting to be late in the season. And so, yeah, we want to be in the best position possible. And to do that, we have to be winning games. There's no question about it. So,
hey, Jason, as always, thank you so much for your time, and best of luck against the Deeks here tonight.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate the coverage.
Jason Smetshammer, head coach for the Fargo South Bruins, with us when we come back. Starting lineups and the opening tip here between the Deacons and the Bruins.
If you want help from a firm who has integrity, respect, strives for excellence, and is interested in the benefit of the community, then look no further than Onstead Twitchell Attorneys. Our team of attorneys are dedicated and talented professionals who are committed to improving the lives of their clients and providing custom legal solutions with integrity and excellence. We have offices in West Fargo, Hillsborough, and Castleton. Or visit our website at www.onsteadlaw.com.
Well, that does it for our Irie Insurance pregame show here as we're getting ready for the starting lineups and the opening tip. For all of your insurance requests, visit Irie Insurance online at IrieINS.com. Reggie Funk handling the camera. Chase Miller with you, alongside now with our color commentator here in our girls game, Kent Busick. And Kent, good to see you and happy to be in a gym, and hope you're staying warm, my man.
Well, just like everybody else, doing the best I can. Good to see you, Chase, and I only hope we have half as much fun as that first game.
Yeah, the boys basketball game was an absolute dandy. 69-63 Shanley with the win. Connor Kraft 29 points, and James Hamilton with 34 points for Fargo South. With this game for Fargo Shanley and Fargo South, Kent, you look at the Deacons, and I think the size or the post players on the inside with Hakim, Shrema, Shorma, Stockmole coming off the bench. Seeley's had a really nice season. Fargo South, Tegan Malo is a sophomore, but they're going to be undersized. There's no one over 6 feet, for example, for Coach Smetshammer. While for Fargo Shanley, got a 6'1", 6'4", 6 foot coming at you. So how do you kind of look at some of the keys in this matchup, Kent?
Well, I look at it, obviously Shanley's a little bit bigger, but Shanley's young. Obviously you got Emily Shrema, who's heading up to Minot State next fall. But there's 6 sophomores that play a lot, whereas on the Fargo South side, it starts and finishes with Addie Wagner. It seems like she's been there forever, and I think she has. I think this is her 6th year of starting, and just recently had 2,000 points. But both sides have complementary players. One thing, talking with Steve before the game, Steve Jacobson of Shanley, what they've really done well over the last month is cut down on turnovers, and the trademark of Shanley basketball is strong defense, and that size helps out. South, it's going to be, they shoot a lot of 3 points, and we'll have a little bit more upbeat tempo, and kind of revolves around Addie. If she goes off, it could be a close game.
It's without question, and Addie Wagner, the 5'7" senior guard for Fargo South, averaging 21 points to Kent's point there, and she's made 36 threes this season. Brynn Nelson, a 5'9" senior, averaging 11 points. Grace Hazelton, a 5'4" junior guard, averaging 4 points per contest. Hannah Caribou, 5'6", senior, averaging 2 points. And Tegan Malo, that's going to be the question. Can Malo handle Shrema, Shorma, Kim and company here tonight for Shanley? Tegan, 12 points, 11 rebounds per contest. Fargo South, 6-6 on the season, 5-6 in the conference. 11th year as a head coach for Jason Smithshammer. For the Fargo Shanley Deacons, it's Steve Jacobson, 5-6 on the year, 5-5 in conference play. Jenna Mayvold, a 5'10 sophomore guard, 4 points and 2 assists. You have Mezuku Hakim. She is 5th in the EDC in rebounds this season at 9 per game for the 6-foot sophomore. Hannah Hodel, all EDC volleyball player, over 1,000 career digs as well. A 5'8 senior averaging 7 points. Maggie Shorma, a 6'1 sophomore, 6 points, 5 boards. And Emily Shrema heading to Minot State to play collegiate basketball. 9th in the conference in assists at 3 per game for the 6'4 seniors. So Mayvold, Hakim, Hodel, Shorma, and Shrema. Fargo Shanley, head coached by Steve Jacobson, 5-6 and 5-5 in EDC conference play. The Deacons have won 2 straight, while Fargo's 2 of their last 3, while Fargo South has won back-to-back contests. Final thing for you, Kent, here, the last time these two teams played, December the 10th, Fargo Shanley held the Bruins to just 47 points in that game, and Fargo Shanley, 4 different players in the scoring column in double digits. They scored 70. What needs to maybe change if you're Fargo South, and what needs to stay the same if you're Fargo Shanley?
Well, obviously they got to shoot better and cut down on the second chance points, as Fargo Shanley out-rebounded them that game. It's a little bit different this year. Shanley is used to being at the top portion of the EDC, but they're down in 5th right now with Fargo South right behind them at 6th. So.
And you got the early 2 points with Mezuku Hakim to start things off for Fargo Shanley. It goes right back to what we were talking about earlier. If there's going to be post and paint touches here for the Deacons, it's going to be a good night for the team in red, and we're going to get a dump ball. The tie-up will favor Fargo South. Grace Hazelton was tied up there. And here's the thing, Addie Wagner again, the 5'7 senior. She's going to get her points. She's going to get her shots. The question always becomes who can be the second player around her here. And I'm always interested, Kent, how teams guard, Addie. Sometimes you see a box and one. Sometimes you see no help as Addie gets a three-pointer off there, shot off the mark. And we're going to have another tie-up. This one will go to Fargo Shanley.
Well, my history of watching her through the years is when they guard her, she just steps back another 2 feet. She takes and makes a 25-foot three instead of a 23-foot three. So, and she's a good ball handler. She's quick off the dribble, so she can drive, pull up. But the bread and butter is the outside shot, and she's going to Moorhead State last year and going to play in the Northern Sun. Her and Emily Shrema have been playing together or against each other for the last number of years. They played AAU ball together. Then they'll be playing against each other in college next year.
Fargo South, and you mentioned where the basketball is right now with Grace Hazelton. That's where Addie Wagner essentially made her 2,000th career point from 3 back to Ken's point there, and we'll see what Fargo South can do offensively as Wagner handles it at the top of the key. Shot clock already down under 10. Malo trying to get around Shrema on the inside. Lost it going up, but they're going to say it's off of Emily, and 4 seconds down the shot clock. Fargo South will have to get something off in a hurry. The Deacons, to Kent's points earlier, 5-5 in the conference. Fargo South at 5-6. So a large game in terms of trying to find the EDC standings and who can finish, in the top 4 and earn a quarterfinal round home game.
And it's very important, as teams found out last year that.
Shot blocked there by Shrema.
It just depends on who you want to play, and not only in the first game but the second game. It could help you. As Shanley was a little bit behind the 8 ball last year, but they came back through the ranks, and again, good. That's Emily Schramer right there. Shows why she's the 9th leading assist person in the EDC. She's tall. She can throw the ball well over the top, and she sees the court very well.
And if Mezuku Hakim sounds familiar with the last name, well, her older sister is at the University of Mary and Mo and had a lot of plays just like that with Emily Shrema last year as well with the assist. A foul comes on Tegan Malo, her first, team's first, and that's large again for Fargo South because Malo at 5'10" is one of their bigger players on the inside, and she's going to go up against that post presence throughout the night as Fargo South is looking for their first bucket. Instead, we get a turnover here on the Bruins, their first of the contest.
And Mo and Mez's brother played in the Shanley varsity game.
Mm-hmm.
So three kids right in a row.
McCurry had a nice night, a couple nice buckets down the stretch there to seal the game for the Deacons as Fargo Shanley in the front court right now. Fargo South, we saw a little matchup zone, playing a little man-to-man right now. Hodel rips it through, drives, kick, left-hand side. That's Mayvold. She'll shoot the left wing. Three-pointer is long, and a rebound comes down to Hannah Caribou, the 5'6 senior. Hazelton in the front court right now, man defense. Mayvold on the guard at the top of the key, just a sophomore. The Deacons, a fairly young club. Fargo South as well, they got a couple of girls that play some minutes as the underclassmen. This one goes to the junior in Hazelton, skips it left-hand side to Brynn Nelson. She'll shoot the three, and that one swirls out, and a rebound to Emily Schrema. Schrema pushes a tempo to Hakim. Hakim from the left-hand side gets fouled in the act of shooting. And how valuable is it, Kent? We always hear about if you're a post player, get the ball to your wings and let them go. But Emily Schrema, I can tell you what, she sees the floor so well.
That's just an example of it right there. I mean, she took the ball, she handles the ball, dribbles, gets it to half court, and was able to see over the top and make a good pass to Mez. And just need to finish the deal next time. But that's the play that they're looking for. And Emily has been doing that more and more this year, just kind of playing a point forward position around the three-point line.
Hakim goes 1 of 2 from the free throw line. The foul there comes on Brynn Nelson, her first, team second for Fargo South, and that made free throw allows the Deacons to have a full court press here, and it's going to be turnover. Hodel off the backboard, hangs, shoots, and scores. Hannah Hodel starts this game on a 7-0 run for Fargo Shanley, and a timeout on the floor. Less than 3 minutes into the night's contest, the Deacons up by 7. We're back with more EDC girls basketball here on your live event.
Since 1981, Park Christian School has been educating the next generation of leaders in the Fargo, Moorhead, and West Fargo area. Park Christian's thoroughly Christian education and commitment to academic excellence has resulted in a confident tradition of student success. Students graduate from Park Christian School strong in their faith and well prepared for the rigors of college, career, and relationships. Call 218-236-0500 to schedule your visit or go online to parkchristianschool.org.
I get to this time of the year when you go to February, Ken, I'm more of a fan of February frenzy than March Madness personally, just because of you feel like you have the regular season games which kind of tee up the postseason. You get some sectionals in Minnesota, you get some districts or regionals in North Dakota. It's a fun time of the year upcoming.
Well, they all matter, and the second time around for these teams, so you get to see how much they've improved, and the leaders of the pack kind of start breaking away a little bit to see who's going to have the opportunity to make it work this year.
Fargo Shanley right now, 7 points, 5 by Mezuku Hakim. You got 2 by Hannah Hodel, holding Fargo South scoreless in the opening 3 minutes. And this could be an early knockout punch, so to speak, if this run continues here for Fargo Shanley. After the timeout by Coach Smenshammer for Fargo South. At the top of the key there, it's Hodel, right-hand side. She rips it through. Shot clock down to 10. Hodel with a step through. And tell you what, Hannah Hodel just comes up big in large situations sometimes throughout a basketball game.
Well, she's coming off a game last week where she had 22 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. It was a career high for her. But, she drove the lane. She made outside shots, just controlled the offense. So, come a long ways taking over the ball handling duties this year.
And a heck of a volleyball player to boot, to Ken's point. Maggie Shorma picks up the foul. Her first, team's first for Fargo Shanley, as the Bruins looking to get to the 10. We've seen one shot from Wagner, but that's been from beyond the arc. Hodel on the guard of Addie right now. Shot clock down to 10. Malo trying to post up. This one goes to left baseline there with Caribou. Ball gets skipped, and while stealing it's going to be Hakim, and we're working with it the other way. Hodel to Hakim. That one off the bottom of the backboard. Now to Mayvold. Stop pop from 13 feet, and she uses the backboard for 2, and the third different Deacon in the scoring column.
Well, Shanley's done a really good job preventing Addie from getting the ball. She's not even getting touches in the offensive set, aside from the one shot that she took. But the man defense played by Hannah Hodel is just keeping the ball away from her.
And to kind of what we talked with the pregame show, Coach Smenshammer said, hey, we got to take care of the ball here the second time around against Fargo Shanley. Well, right now already 4 turnovers, and the Deacons have used all of it right now. Deep three-pointer on the way. Shorma, that's going to be long. A rebound to a senior, Brynn Nelson. She scored 10 or more in 3 straight games. She's been a nice combination with Malo and Addie Wagner offensively. Well, right now the Bruins just looking to get something going here. Malo, left-hand side, trying to reverse it. Instead goes to Nelson. Nelson tries to split a double team but can't. Emily Schrema with the steal. Schrema looks to go coast to coast. Oh, and she finishes with some flair. What did you like there about Emily Schrema there, Kent?
Well, not only did she go coast to coast, but the way that she split the double team at the end just went right through them. She was bigger than both of them and just kept the ball up high and was focused.
And she's a lefty as well, so that's on her natural side. It's 13-0 here, Fargo Shanley. 13:20 left to play in the first half. Back after this on your live event.
Degelman does put the effort and time into their employees by training them.
It's something that you think you couldn't do, but you can actually do it because you were trained to do it.
Once I got my confidence up, now I just feel pride.
I'm very proud to be leading the team that builds the toughest product in the manufacturing and agricultural industry.
Chase Miller, Kemp Busick with you here on the call. You have Reggie Funk handling the camera. A 13-0 run to start the game for Fargo Shanley, and Fargo South's already had to take 2 timeouts. And fans, the Bruin Booster Club is a proud supporter of all South activities. They want to thank their corporate sponsors of Gate City Bank, Sanford, Midco, and First International for their continued support. To become a Bruin Booster Club member or to find out more information, click on the Activities tab on the Fargo South homepage website, and then click on Booster Club. Kent, this is about as best of a recipe if you're Steve Jacobson. On the opposite side, this is a nightmare if you're Fargo South right now.
No, this is not how you wanted to start off if you were South, and they just got to get into some sort of rhythm because they're not getting necessarily good looks.
And we've been seeing a lot of that right there where
right
the ball
there.
has been a little bit on the ground. Well, this is from deep. Wagner, three-pointer off the front iron, no. Rebound by Hazelton, tries to get it put back, no. Malo, third time the charm, yes, sir. Tegan Malo, the sophomore, gets the Bruins in the scoring column.
Although she lost control of the ball, Addie at least took the ball into the lane and created a little activity. So just opened up the rest of the court, and South was able to get 2 offensive rebounds to get the score.
As much as we've been talking about Fargo South's miscues offensively, this is a side of the floor that they really have to be strong. Schramer with a nice pass on the interior to Kim. Off the mark, Addie Wagner, baseball pass up the floor to Brynn Nelson. If you're Fargo South, stop and score, gets you back into it. If you're Fargo Shanley, keep the pedal to the metal and try to get an early knockout punch.
I like what Shanley does with that play to Kim. It's just they keep doing the same play over and over, and South can't stop it right now, and there we go.
Wagner
good drive.
Gets the and one, and after the timeout by Jason Smetshammer, a little 4-0 run by the Bruins. The foul is on Hannah Hodel, her first, team second, but there goes to Addie Wagner, and I know her size at 5'7". She's had to work for a lot of points and efforts throughout her season camp, but we just see why she's heading to the NSIC and playing for Coach Carla Nelson next year.
But again, if you look at the last 2 times, she just got the ball and took it straight to the basket, which just created some more. And I'm so happy, though, on her 2,000th point that she made out a 32-footer because that's only appropriate. You know, her making a layup or a free throw for her 2,000 point wouldn't have been right.
And especially at Fargo South as well. So a 5-0 run here by Fargo South, but there you go, right back to what we were talking about. Mezuku Hakim just kind of pinching a tent underneath and just kind of having her own campfire, able to have 7 points now. Oh, full court token press broken nicely by Fargo South. Wagner goes down the paint. Oh, what a nice pass to Tegan Malo. Tries to fake the floater, then come underneath to the sophomore. I don't think Malo was ready for an 85-mile-an-hour fastball.
No, she was going to sit there and watch the underhand off the basket layup that we were all expecting on that one, but that play is going to be there, so it just sets it up for the next time down. But again, Addie attacked the basket.
Fargo Shanley, Aubrey Dew, a 5'8 junior into the game. Brynn McNeely, a 5'7 sophomore as well. And Celie Stockmo, a 6' sophomore forward. Hanging, shooting, left baseline, jump shot off the mark, no good by Shrema. And a rebound comes down to Tegan Malo. I think Shanley's the only team in the state that has a Shorma and a Shrema. It's kind of like saying Machenbacher or Machenbaker sometimes for Fargo Davies. This one goes right-hand side. Hazelton, top of the key to Tegan Malo. Ball gets reversed to Brynn Nelson. Nelson, she'll shoot the left wing triple. Got it to go. Brynn Nelson, her 14th made 3 of the season. And, hey, for the start that the Bruins had down 13-0, Ken, if you're a Bruin fan out there, you don't mind only being down single digits right now.
Right now, yes, they're settling in on defense as well. And, aside from McKim and the one play, she's on the bench right now, so we'll see what Shanley does.
This one goes to the top of the key now to Aubrey Dew. Dew will shoot the top of the key. 3, and
nice
there's
shot.
the answer. That's the first 3-pointer of the night for the Deacons. Now Fargo Shanley will come up this full court token 1-3-1. They'll look to trap when they can. Wagner brings up the floor to Hazelton. Bounce pass across the lane goes Malo. Malo off the backboard, no, and Stockmo gets the rebound. As it goes the other side of Mabel. Now to Shrema. She'll stop. Pop. Her shot is blocked by Tegan, but we have a foul by the sophomore, and that spells trouble because Malo will pick up her second, team's third.
When you mentioned Shanley just making their first 3-point of the game, South shoots about 8.5 or makes about 8.5 threes a game. Shanley only shoots and makes about 3.
And it kind of goes back to what we've been saying about, the post presence here. Everyone knows it, Kent, that, hey, you got to, a Shrema at the line. You got a Stockmo off the bench. You got a Hakim. I mean, you got some size here for the Deacons, so they'll try to work it on the inside. On the opposite side, South doesn't have the size, so a little different strategy. As Shrema goes 1 of 2 from the free throw line, the Deacons up by 11, nearing the midway point here of half number 1. Coming up on our halftime show, we'll recap the boys' game and get to our out-of-town scoreboard. Hodel with another steal and score. That's the second time of the game, and she is just playing really good basketball as a senior.
Well, just on defense, I mean, she basically had a token press back there and stole the ball, got the layup.
The 8th grader Hofford off the bench here for Fargo South. Gets 2 points, uses the backboard, and now the Bruins back within 11. Stockholm on the inside, trying to finish over. Malo does, and Malo with those 2 personal fouls doesn't want to play too aggressive, so Seeley takes advantage of it.
And the same play that they were working with Hakim, just kind of toss it over the top on the right side of the post, and made the layup.
Wagner, this one from deep, 3 on the way, got it to go, shows her range from the parking lot. Addie Wagner with her 37th 3 of the year.
That was NBA 3 right there. I mean, she was way back.
I think Wagner wants to count that as 4, but I don't think they'll allow that, Kent. Shrema, little shot fake there at the high post, now to Hodel. Hannah drives, kick out left-hand side, goes to McNeely. Nice move to get around her defender. 3-pointer, and that's going to be a deep 2, they'll say. Emily Shrema now with 5.
That's probably the underrated part of her game. She's got a really nice outside touch.
There's a nice baseball find by Addie Wagner. Tegan Malo was open, and now all of a sudden Malo's trying to find her groove a little bit. 4 points. Addie Wagner with the assist. She's got 6. And again, Fargo South was trailing at 13-0 at one point. They're just down by 10. They get a steal. Working with it the other end. An easy layup in transition for Wagner. And a timeout by Steve Jacobson. We'll break as well. 8:39 left to play in the first half. The Deacons lead by 8.
My dream career is to be an esthetician because it allows me to branch out and do different things on different people every day.
My dream career is to be a cosmetologist, and that's because I enjoy putting a smile on other people's faces. Putting a smile on other people's faces also puts a smile on my face.
My dream career is to be a massage therapist because I get to help people every day.
My dream career is becoming a nail tech because there are endless possibilities and I can get really creative with it.
Always like to see assistant coaches that are able to be on the floor, and I tell you what, Tim Jacobson as an assistant coach is a pretty knowledgeable man to have. As we take a look at Tim and you take a look at Steve and kind of Tim's sons and what they were able to do playing college basketball, and now one of them is coaching Adam down at NDSCS. The Jacobson name pretty well known, I would say, in the state of North Dakota, and specifically Fargo, Kent.
That's correct, and then just part of the legacy too is on the Shanley bench is Tim's granddaughter, Jetta Medvold, who's a starter for this team.
As Aubrey Duel handle it now to Hannah Hodel. Right-hand side goes to McNeely after the timeout by the Deacons. Go inside to Hakim, and that one just a little bit over Hakim's hands as Malo gets the steal. And a bucket here by Fargo South will make it a 2-possession game. And the Deacons were leading at 13-0 with 13:20 left to play in the first half. Since then, Fargo South is able to handle their own. Right-hand side, Hazelton coming off a staggered screen, and Hodel will get called for the foul. As Wagner came off the staggered screen there, handles, that's a big one. That's her second.
That's her second. But, not only is she doing well on defense, but she's been handling the ball really well and setting the offense up. So I'm going to have to go to a younger person to handle the ball.
Shorma right now will check in for Fargo Shanley, and to your point, her second, so Hannah's still on the floor. Will have to play awfully smart. Same for Fargo South with Malo with 2 personal fouls right now. Addie Wagner, top of the key, rips it through, gets by Hodel, tries to get a pass across the paint. Good job by Stockmo coming up there and showing and banned that ball on the baseline.
Well, Addie was smart, though. She went right at Hannah, knowing that she had 2 fouls, and Hannah let her by.
Ball goes to the right-hand side. Hazelton uses up that dribble at the right wing. Now to Wagner. Wagner with a couple of dribbles. Looks for the dribble pullback. 3-pointer going to be long, but almost works like as a pass to Malo for 2 points.
Well, I'd give that one as an assist.
If you want a stat, you're going to put that in an assist. And just good backside positioning there by Malo. Deacons Hodel tries to answer left wing 3 off the front iron. Stockmo in the inside around 3. Bruins lost it for a second as Brynn Nelson will handle it the other way. What has changed, Ken, after the first 5 minutes of this game if you're Fargo South and Fargo Shanley here?
Well, I think they just changed their offensive philosophy. South did. They put the ball in Addie Wagner's hands and turnover there. But prior to that, Addie was just creating either by making the shot in the lane or drawing a double team and kicking out.
As Mavold will check in, the 5'10 sophomore with 2 points so far here for the Deacons. You got some more size out there as well with Shorma, the 6'1 sophomore. Hodel gives it to the sophomore. Little shot fake there, looking on the inside to Hakim, to another sophomore, good for 2. Ezekiel right now having a really nice night. 9 points, 4 made field goals, and the Deacons are up by 8.
I would say she's the surprise of the year so far for Shanley because watching the team last year, she didn't get any varsity action.
As Addie Wagner answers, little slip screen there. She's in double figures with 10, and Addie Wagner gets the 10 and gets the bucket. Other end of the floor, deep three-pointer on the way off the mark. No good by Mavold. Rebound, though, by Hakim, and a second chance opportunity. This one goes left wing to Shorma. She'll shoot the three-pointer, no. Hakim trying to battle for it on the inside, but Brynn Nelson able to get the rebound. Hazelton crossing over right to left, uses up that dribble, finds Malo on the run off the mark, but Emily Shrema able to get back and get the rebound for the Deacons. Hodel in the front court right now, pops a pass right-hand side. Fargo South really back in the paint right now the last couple possessions as well. Three-pointer Mavold, that one is short, and a rebound goes to Caribou. Makes it so difficult to try to get it in those post players when you got 5 piranhas, so to speak, Steve, kind of in the paint.
Well, and I think that's where Shanley's going to have to find somebody to make an outside shot or drive versus just passing in like they have.
As we're going to have a 3 by Wagner. The triple is good. Addie Wagner, her second made 3. She's got 13 of Fargo South's 24 points, and the Bruins are back within a possession for the first time since the opening seconds.
Little different play that time because they set up a hard screen for her to open her up.
Fargo Shanley looks to reverse it, and we're going to have a turnover on the Deacons. That's their third. Brynn Nelson, baseball pass up the floor to Wagner. Wagner drives looking for that shovel pass across the paint to Malo, but a better defensive position by Shorma to get the steal.
Yep, just got in a little too far deep and really had no place to go with that.
Shanley had all the confidence and everything going in the world as we have a reach-in foul on Grace Hazelton, her first, team's fourth. But since the second timeout by Jason Smetshammer, it seems like Fargo South is playing with a little more urgency and confidence on both sides of the floor.
Well, they're on a 24-14 run, so they've got back in the game and just handling the ball better.
Jumper on the way is going to be short by Shorma, and one and done. That has been also something a little different here in the last couple of minutes, but Fargo South gives it right back on the turnover here, their 10th of the contest.
You know, we talked about Shanley's size, but South is just throwing it over the top of it and beating them down the court. And there's opportunities for them.
Always talk about tortoise in the hair sometimes, and that's kind of here a little bit tonight with just, again, no one 6 feet or over for Fargo South. Fargo Shanley going to throw 3-4 of them out, and 3 of them are on the floor right now. But another turnover here by the Deacons, their 4th of this first half, as Caribou brings it in the front court, a 3 to tie, a bucket to at least get it down 1, and we'll see what Jason Smetshammer calls here for Fargo South. The Bruins averaging 54 a night, while Fargo Shanley's averaging 56. This one goes on the inside. We got a kick ball, and Fargo South will inbound it here with Addie Wagner. The thing is, too, you know, you wonder how teams guard Addie Wagner, whether it's a box and one or just don't show, and Hannah Hodel's guarding her right now, but Hannah has to, again, be very smart with those 2 personal fouls. This one in the front court here, illegal screen by Brynn Nelson, just wasn't set. That'll be her second and the team's 5th for the Bruins. Well, if you're a Fargo Shanley fan, Kent, what just needs to kind of change here in the last handful of minutes, whether from an offense or defensive standpoint?
Well, I think they just got to settle down on the offense, and here they're going to go out to Emily on the outside and just kind of let her work from outside in. You know the situation, the shot was missed, Emily crashed the board, took advantage of the side, but again, it was a good play from Emily's standpoint, starting to the outside. And good position on the inside.
Emily now with 7 points, 4 rebounds after the missed shot there by Aubrey Dew. No one boxed out the 6'4" girl, and Emily will take that all night long. Here comes a three by Addie Wagner that tickles the twine. Wagner, her third made three of the night. She's got 16 points. Earlier this season, she hit 7 threes against Valley City in one game. Hodel tries to pop a pass to Kim and just about a half inch too far, and a turnover on Fargo Shanley.
Well, what's different is just how quickly Addie is pulling the trigger from earlier in the game. She gets the ball and she shoots. She doesn't hold it very long before she shoots. But again, I really like what South has done, just how they're getting her the ball. They've set some screens for her, and then they've had her handle the ball, which just created opportunities both from a shooting standpoint, from a passing standpoint.
Malo picks up the foul. That'll be her third at the 3-minute mark here of the first half. So she will come out. Emily Jordahl, a 5'10 sophomore, will check in. They're going to go right to work on Jordahl as Kim trying to post her up on the inside. So you have Hofford, who's an 8th grader, playing down low at 5'8", and then Jordahl, an underclassman, at 5'10". So if you're Fargo Shanley, this is an opportunity to kind of take some advantage here in the last 3 minutes of half number one. Shrema drives, looks to pass it, had it intercepted by Addie Wagner, and Fargo South, a team that hasn't led throughout this game, has a chance to tie since it was the opening tip here with the bucket, or try to take a lead with a three. Wagner used up that dribble, right-hand side. Hazelton wants the lead. That's off the back of the iron, and Wagner, she wants to shoot a deep three-pointer off the front of the rim. Rebound then comes to Maggie Shorma.
You know, with the size advantage, you think Shanley could be a little bit more physical and wear them down a little bit, but it almost seems like Shanley's the tired one.
Hodel, left-hand side, will handle it left wing to Shorma. Back to the top of the key here. Fargo Shanley will work it around the end baseline, trying to get that high-low game going to either Shrema or Hakim. Now Shorma wants a baseline three-pointer off the mark. Shrema put back, got it for two. Emily Shrema, her last 4 points have been off second-chance opportunities, and those were kind of our keys to the game, Kent, early on. If Shanley can do that, they'll probably win tonight's game.
Well, one thing was interesting on that play, how many people that Shanley had down low. A lot of times with both boys and girls basketball, everyone's standing out at the three-point line waiting for the three-point shot. But Shanley had the three people posted on the baseline.
This one goes to the high post of Jordahl. Jordahl lost it for a moment. Hodel and Wagner hits the deck. Addie lost it through her hands, and then all of a sudden stealing one away was Aubrey Dew. Dew saw a basketball right there at the top of the key and says, I'll take that. We'll work it the other way. Dew on this little zone defense by Fargo South. Hodel to the left baseline. Triple! Rattles in! Anna Hodel having a really nice night. 9 points now for the 5'8 senior.
Following up her really good game last week of 22 points, and the fact that she's played the last 7-8 minutes with 2 falls and still guarding Addie.
Top of the key, that will be to Hoffert, right? The free throw line jumper off the mark. Rebound by Shorma. And now Fargo Shanley working a little run right now, up by 7. A chance to get it up to 9 or 10 here. Three-pointer on the way. That one's off the mark. No good by Shorma. Rebound underneath goes to Hoffert. And Fargo South now in the backcourt here with Addie Wagner will slow it up. Wagner leads the floor with 16 points here for the Bruins. Uses up that dribble, finds Caravu at the left baseline. Now back to the left-hand side to Wagner. Wagner probing, looking for someone here. Shot clock under 7. Wagner, nice crossover on Hodel. Three-pointer, got it to go! Wagner with 19.
Does a crossover from 24 feet and pulls up for a 20-footer like she's doing a layup.
Oh, you got to get a handout on Addie Wagner right now in the zone for Fargo South, the future Dragon commit. Shanley trying to answer three. Shorma right baseline off the mark. Wagner with it with 5 seconds, with 4, with 3. Wagner, will she try to pull up one more time? She can't get the shot off, and that's how we'll end this first half of play. An entertaining first half where it's the visiting Deacons 34 and the Fargo South Bruins 30. Take a look at the numbers and gets Kent and I's first half thought when we come back on our halftime show. Deacons up by 4.
Let's get real. You're ready for a place that's big enough to grow and small enough to care. So get ready for the University of Minnesota Crookston. With more than 30 majors, minors, and certificates, you'll earn a University of Minnesota degree in a close-knit community where faculty become friends and friends feel like family. And to get a degree that can make a difference, you don't need a big city, just big dreams. The University of Minnesota Crookston. Real, hands-on, ready.
For all your flooring needs, look no further than Carlson Customs Incorporated. From tile, Cortex, and laminate flooring, waterproof floors, shower tiles, and carpet, you are sure to find what you need to update or create the perfect feel in your home or business. Locally owned and operated, Carlson Customs Incorporated. Call Todd at 218-531-0176.
Back here on our halftime show, Fargo Shanley leads it by 4. They have led wire to wire so far in the opening 18 minutes. If you're just joining us, the Deacons jumped out to a 13-0 lead with 13:20 left to play in the first half. Then Fargo South got it all the way down to 1 point at one particular time, as it's a 4-point lead for the Deacons. 5-6 on the year, South at 6-6. Chase Miller, Kent Busick with you on the call. Reggie Funk handling the camera. And Kent, early on it looked like Fargo Shanley kind of a walk in the park, so to speak. Everything was going early. You got a couple steals, got to the rim on the inside, and Kim had a lot of post touches. Then all of a sudden something changed there 5-6 minutes in after that second timeout by Jason Smedshammer, and Fargo South got a little bit of a rhythm. What'd you make of our opening 18 minutes, Kent?
Just happy that's an entertaining, close game, and I would expect more of the same in the second half, but South adjusted really well. They had those opening jitters, and it just wasn't working. And, from my vantage point, Addie Wagner wasn't having the ball. She was playing off the ball. After the second timeout, they switched up, put the ball in her hands, and she started going through the lane, made some baskets in the lane, had a pass in the lane, an assist, and all of a sudden the three-pointers started opening. And what does she have, 4 of those, I think, at the half? And, they're not, your foot close to the line type threes either. They're way out there.
It's one of those games where you look at, Addie Wagner is always going to get her an opportunity to shoot, but in a game where she gets in rhythm, how dangerous is a player like that when all of a sudden, you may average 21 a game? Well, she almost got that in the first half, Ken.
Well, and, you hear the term used, the quiet 19. She hasn't taken a lot of shots. She's been very efficient. They've been working their offense, but then they just later in the half, they started just setting the screens and getting the ball to her. So it's not that she's taken a lot of shots for this. And the Shanley, South and Shanley, both sides probably shooting pretty well the first half. So.
And for Shanley, 9 points apiece for Hannah Hodel, 9 by Emily Shrema. We've talked about that 1-2 combination. Then you got 9 by Mezuku Hakim. What's that made that a 3 musketeer kind of not just night, but kind of season here for the Deacons, particularly as of late?
That's how it's starting to shape up, especially with Hannah Hodel scoring coming up. The defense and handling the ball has been very strong the whole year, but being that third option and just taking some of the pressure off of Emily primarily, but. Hakim, just like I said earlier, she's probably the surprise sophomore, and Shanley, I think, has 6 sophomores that get quite a bit of playing time, but she's really stepped up her game. Obviously, big sister was All-State last year with Shanley playing out at the University of Mary, and her brother's playing varsity for the Shanley boys, so I think there's the driveway games are pretty solid at the Kim household.
Yeah, I think playing horse or pig, you might not want to play there, so to speak.
Yeah, you don't want to drive the lane.
if you're going to try to go there. Earlier tonight in the boys contest, Fargo Shanley won by 6, 69-63. Connor Kraft with 29 points, 5 rebounds, goes 5 of 5 from the line. Fargo South, a sophomore, and James Hamilton, career high, 34 points, 12 of 14 from the free throw line. The Deacons have won 3 straight now in that series matchup with Fargo South. We'll take a quick timeout. We come back after this. Take a look at the first half numbers. It's Shanley up by 4 on the Bruins on your live event.
If you want help from a firm who has integrity, respect, strives for excellence, and is interested in the benefit of the community, then look no further than Onstead Twitchell Attorneys. Our team of attorneys are dedicated and talented professionals who are committed to improving the lives of their clients and providing custom legal solutions with integrity and excellence. We have offices in West Fargo, Hillsborough, and Castleton, or visit our website at www.onsteadlaw.com.
Since 1981, Park Christian School has been educating the next generation of leaders in the Fargo, Moorhead, and West Fargo area. Park Christian's thoroughly Christian education and commitment to academic excellence has resulted in a confident tradition of student success. Students graduate from Park Christian School strong in their faith and well prepared for the rigors of college, career, and relationships. Call 218-236-0500 to schedule your visit or go online to parkchristianschool.org.
Welcome to Ada, Minnesota. There's much to offer for new residents and much to do once you're here. Medical facility, living community, and assistant living. A beautiful school campus providing quality education. The Deco Center with a 24-hour fitness center. A community of faith with church and youth programs. Auto dealers, bowling, theater, farm implement and agronomy centers. Banks, retail and service businesses, a radio station, and much more. With employment and housing available. Welcome to the City of Ada to work, raise a family, and relax. Contact the City of Ada for more information.
For all your flooring needs, look no further than Carlson Customs Incorporated. From tile, Cortex, and laminate flooring, waterproof floors, shower tiles, and carpet, you are sure to find what you need to update or create the perfect feel in your home or business. Locally owned and operated, Carlson Customs Incorporated. Call Todd at 218-531-0176.
Since 1981, Park Christian School has been educating the next generation of leaders in the Fargo, Moorhead, and West Fargo area. Park Christian's thoroughly Christian education and commitment to academic excellence has resulted in a confident tradition of student success. Students graduate from Park Christian School strong in their faith and well prepared for the rigors of college, career, and relationships. Call 218-236-0500 to schedule your visit or go online to parkchristianschool.org.
He comes over to the house.
Take a look at the first half numbers here. Fargo Shanley and Fargo South. Fargo Shanley, 6 players in the scoring column, 2 of 5 from the line, 2 threes, and we had them down for 6 first half turnovers for Fargo South. Team numbers, 4 players in the scoring column. Just 1 free throw by Addie Wagner. 1 of 1 from the line, 5 threes, 11 in turnovers. Individual numbers, 9 by Mezekua Kim, 9 by Hannah Hodel, and the same by Emily Shrema. Shrema has added 6 rebounds, 1 of 2 from the line. Hodel's added a 3-pointer, and Hakim's added a rebound as well. 3 points then by Aubrey Dew. You have 2 by Mayvold and 2 by Stockmo off the bench here for the Deacons. For Fargo South, led by the 19 points of Addie Wagner, almost had her season average in 18 minutes. 19 points, 4 threes, 1 of 1 from the line and a couple rebounds. Tegan Malo, 6 points, 4 boards. You have 2 points then by Talon Hofford off the bench, and Brynn Nelson with 3 points and 2 rebounds here for Fargo South. 19 again, leading the floor for the Bruins with Addie Wagner. Out-of-town scoreboard here as we'll bring you some more scores after the conclusion of this one is done. Taking a look between some teams across the state of North Dakota in Class A and Class B basketball. Girls basketball final number 1 Bismarck Centric continues to shine over Dickinson High, 89-40. That game has gone final. Class B boys action, number 2 Kindred up by 2 over number 6 Thompson, 29-27 at the half, where points have been hard to come by between those two teams. And then a final, the Mandan Braves hold off Bismarck Legacy out west in girls basketball, 65-61 in overtime. So the Mandan Braves pick up a win in the WDA. A large one out west later tonight, number 5 Minot and number 2 Bismarck. That was going to be a fun one as well. Kent, we get ready for the second half here. Last thing, final adjustments. What would be adjustment, so to speak, for Fargo Shanley, and what might be an adjustment here for the Fargo South Bruins as South just returns to the floor here in the waning seconds before we get ready for this second half.
Well, the one stat when you went through and that jumped out at me is 11 turnovers for South, only 4 for Shanley during the year. South has been averaging 23, so they're on pace to what they typically do, but Shanley only had 4, which is about half of what they have been averaging. And talking to Steve Jacobson before the game, he said that's the one thing that they've gotten better on is holding onto the ball and cutting back on the turnovers. So South has got to, they got to hold onto the ball.
Fargo South looking for their first win in quite some time. If they can end up beating the Deacons here tonight. Shanley has won 23 straight, dating back to the 2011 Class A state semifinals, the last time that Fargo South beat Shanley, and the last time the Bruins beat the Deacons in the regular season came in the 2009-2010 season. Craig Floggen, there's a name for you, Kent, was the head coach.
Well, and not only that, though, people don't realize the homework that you do to put together and to find a stat like that, because you had to do a deep dive.
I'll tell you what, I think I've had some harder math tests in Algebra 2 and Calc, so to speak, but that one I definitely had to bring out the old high school study book a little bit. Wagner, nice pass on the interior, and Malo. I tell you what, Addie Wagner draws a lot of attention to what you're saying, Ken, on that drive.
Well, and, she had a play like that earlier in the first half, and Malo wasn't ready for the ball. This time she was, but, she just gets attacked by the double team, and she just did the drop pass.
Hakim, like she did in the first half, posting up on the inside, and Malo's not guarding her with those 3 fouls, so there's a shorter Brynn Nelson on her, and Hakim goes right to work, and that's where she's done a lot of her damage inside the paint now in double figures with 11.
Well, I think that's where she's done all her damage on the right side of the basket. She's just made 5 layups.
2-3 zone here by the Deacons. Fargo South goes on the inside of Malo. Jump ball, and the possession goes to Fargo Shanley. So Hakim Hodel alongside with Shrema and Chorma on the floor. And you have Jenna Mayville, the original starting 5 for Shanley. Same for the original starting 5 for Fargo South. And Wagner, Nelson, Hazelton, Caribou, and Malo. Right now, Hodel, top of the key, as it's almost got a triangle between a bunch of Deacons. That one goes off the shoe, though, of Shrema, and a turnover on Fargo Shanley. Wagner to the other side and gets fouled in the act of shooting. And Wagner goes to the free throw line here. We'll see who the foul comes on, and that's a tough one. Hannah Hodel with her 3rd, team's first.
But that's another part of the game you don't think about with Addie, is just how quick she was, because she was 8-10 feet behind some of the girls coming on the court, and she just ran past them and got all the way to the basket.
And Wagner goes to the free throw line, just the 2nd free throw a night as a team. And Wagner's got 20, a season high this year, 30 points against West Fargo and 7 threes against Valley City. She might get to 30 tonight, as she's well on pace right now with 21. Back to a 2-point game with under 17 minutes to play here in the second half. Ball at the top of the key now to Chorma. Right-hand side, Hakim posting up. They're trying to get the backside help with Malo, and then Malo says, Hakim's got it. I don't want to pick up my force, so I'll go straight up on Hakim with an easy 2 points.
But Hakim does a really good job. They fronted her this time down the court, which they hadn't been doing, and she just worked around it, and they passed the ball right over the top.
Caribou, left-hand side, gives a dribble handoff down to Hazelton to Wagner. Right-hand side, open is Caribou for 3. She'll chuck it, and that one's going to be off the mark. And a rebound to Meziku, her first of this second half. Hannah Hodel in the front court now, and Shrema, Chorma, or Hakim is going to be on the block. And right now it's going to be Shrema and Hakim. Hakim this time trying to get the front of Brynn Nelson, but there was the front that worked out for Fargo South on that possession.
Yep. So that's 2 quick turnovers here in the second half after we talked about how Shanley handled the ball and kept.
As Wagner with a tough shot the other way with a Michael Jordan 23 on the night.
I just had to stop and watch because I wanted to see what it was going to do, because that was something different, and it was good.
Addie Wagner, she can do it at the rim. She can do it from beyond the arc, up and over pass, and that one's going to be off the mark by Hakim. Hakim tries to get another rebound, doesn't. Malo picks up the foul. Teagan will pick up her 4 teams first. Great assist by Shrema up top to get it on the inside. High-low action to Meziku Hakim, as she'll go to the free throw line to shoot 2. Meziku at the line. First one is going to be short, and Jason Smedshammer just kind of saying, hey, we're going to roll the dice because we just don't have another 5'10 player to bring off the bench like Teagan Malo. But, again, if you're going to get it on the inside, Teagan is just going to allow the post players to get a shot off there as Hakim goes 1 of 2 from the line.
Well, they also need to keep her in from a scoring standpoint, because aside from Teagan and Addie, there's only been 5 other points scored by the
Great point, Kent, as that one's going to be Brynn Nelson. Nelson has 3 of those. That one is going to be off the mark as Shrema gets her 7th rebound. And Emily, what a Euro step down the paint and finishes with the left hand. That's a little sizzle on a Tuesday night. Emily now in double figures with 11.
And that's the 3rd time this evening that she's just split the defense on the fast break. And, no one's going to step in front of her. or they haven't yet to try and stop her, so she gets to the basket.
Next year, she'll be a Beaver at Minot State, showing you why she's heading to the NSIC next year. Malo on the inside, underneath the hoop, got it for two, and a timeout on the floor. This was Steve Jacobson. Malo now in double figures with 10. We'll take a break as well. 14:50 left in regulation. Deacons up by 3.
Buying a new home, but worried about the interest rate and terms from your bank? At First Class Mortgage, we'll find a mortgage that fits your needs. Shopping national banks and other lenders for the lowest rate and most affordable terms. Saving you time and money. So all you need to worry about is enjoying your new home. First Class Mortgage. Our expertise, your peace of mind. Put an expert to work for you. Call today.
Shanley up by 3, and Steve Jacobson took a timeout, and I heard the word defense, and some more defense, so to speak,
yeah,
right
and
now.
Primarily, let's start playing some defense. Wasn't happy with the way they got back quickly. The interior passing, though, by both teams this game has just been very good.
Strema, left elbow jumper short. Addie Wagner with the rebound. Wagner wants to run in transition. Why not? Wagner goes to 10, gets the foul, and almost got the and one opportunity. Jenna Mayvold will pick up the foul, her first, team second, and Addie Wagner. There's a lot of really great players in the EDC year in and year out, and there has been for quite some time. But I tell you what, Addie Wagner is going to be right up there for all conference, all state, have a chance to be senior athlete of the year. She could win some awards this year as a senior.
And rightfully so. You've just seen her tonight. I mean, she rebounds, she passes the ball. The defense has been good. You know, it's been layups, free throws, pull-up jumpers. I mean, you know, she's got everything, and she's quick.
And she shoots well from the free throw line.
Yep.
5 of 5 from the charity stripe, 25 points on the night now for Wagner. Shot off the mark by Shorma. Ball goes out of bounds, and it goes to Fargo South, but the officials will talk it over here, and I think they'll give it back to the team clad in red to go to Fargo Shanley. And they will. So this one will go back to the Deacons, and right now we talked about the balance in the first half with 9 points again by Hakim, Hodel, and Shrema. You got 11 by Shrema now, 14 by Hakim, and Hannah Hodel will handle it, looks for a pass on the interior, but another turnover by the Deacons here in the second half. Wagner goes down the other end of the floor, right-handed layup off the mark. Good defense by Shrema to get back.
Yep, Shrema just held up, stayed up straight, didn't follow her, and
the Deacons let baseline jumper off the mark, no good, and we're going to get a foul going the other way. Hakim will pick up her first, team's third, after Brynn Nelson gets the rebound. Fargo South has yet to lead here tonight, but they've got it down to 1 in the first half, and they've got it down to 1 here in the second half. And you just always wonder, Kent, sometimes, you know, when you're down so much, how much gas it takes out of you to get back in a game, but South did it really early in that
South
first half.
got back in the game early. It's not like they've had to do a second half run, so
as Addie Wagner brings it in the front court, Hannah Hodel does a nice job face guarding her there and getting her crossed over. Here comes a screen either way. Hodel gets over it. Right-hand side goes to Caribou. Caribou right wing up top now to Brynn Nelson. She gets the ball screen. Three-pointer away by Brynn is long, and rebound to Emily Schramer. Her 8th board that we got her down for, working on another double-double this season. She has scored 20 or more in her last 2 games as Schramer up and over pass to Hakim. Hakim goes to the right baseline. Ball short. She gets a second crack, and then she spins and finishes for 2.
You know, you talk about Emily Schramer getting double-doubles, but then you throw in 2 or 3 blocks a game and 3.5 assists. She does a lot.
A well-balanced player. Caribou left wing three-pointer is going to be long in Hakim with her 6th rebound now. And the Fargo Shanley Deacons getting a couple of stops their last 2 possessions. Now can they convert on this end? High post touch, and Hazelton, like a bullet, comes out of nowhere to get the steal. And Coach Jacobson's not going to be happy about that one. Now Fargo South on the other end, going inside to Malo. Malo's going to spin to left baseline. Good move by the sophomore, just unable to finish.
No, it was a really good move, and you got to attack it right there. And even though she had 4 fouls, that's her bread and butter down low.
Hodel pops a pass to Hakim. Hakim for 2 points. I would say if we had a shot chart, a lot of them would be from the right block, Cat.
Yeah, that's right. I think with 18 points, I think all 9 of her baskets are from right there.
Timeout on the floor. Full timeout will break as well. Fargo Shanley up by 5. 12:26 left to play in regulation. It's EDC girls basketball in your live event.
This is Jim Berkemeyer, owner of R&J Broadcasting Incorporated. Together with Bernie, we're inviting you to join us on a tour of Victoria, Vancouver, and the Canadian Rockies, July 14th through 23rd. On this tour, we'll visit historic Victoria, tour the breathtaking Butchert Gardens, and experience the stunning scenery of the Canadian Rockies via rails train. Visit holidayvacations.com, keyword RJ. Learn more about this tour and watch the travel show, or call 888-557-1020 for a free brochure. Remember the keyword RJ.
Coming up for both teams, for Fargo Shanley, it's going to be a very busy week. Steve Jacobson told us in our Irie Insurance pregame show this is going to set up like an EDC tournament where you play on a Tuesday, a Thursday, and a Saturday. Well, that's what they're doing here, playing Tuesday night against South, playing Thursday night against another rival, 25th Street Showdown with Fargo Davies at 5:45. Then Saturday, you go to the old rival where the old Shanley was on the north side of town against the Spartans at 2:45 for Fargo South. Their next game on Saturday at Red River, then February the 1st against Wahpeton. But Ken, you've been around the EDC, you've seen it. How do you like that the EDC tournament's now at the Shield Center, kind of the format they have? You know, the regular season means something. A higher seed gets to host the quarterfinal round game. Then you have like the girls this year on a Thursday, boys on a Friday, and then you play 6 games from the Shield Center on Saturday.
Well, the Tuesday, Thursday is good because that way the girls get rested. I mean, when you play the 3 in a row like you do at the state tournament, you know, they get dinged up. They play a lot of minutes, and they're not rested. Whereas, you know, the Tuesday, Thursday, you know, they got plenty of time to recover. And plus, you know, you're playing for something. That first game, getting the home court, I mean, that's important. Especially, you know, the 4, 5, 3, 6 games. You know, you don't know what to expect.
As Emily Schrema gets 2 points now with 13 on the night. And to your point, too, if you're a senior, hey, if you get one more home game, that can go a long way for some of these girls, particularly for the girl and Emily that just made it. Addie Wagner, dribble pullback, 3-pointer is going to be off the mark. Hodel with a backside rebound. Held scoreless so far in this half, but has done a lot of things really well, like handle the point as she's doing now. Fargo South, little zone defense. 3-pointer by Fargo Shanley off the front rim by Dew. And Addie Wagner gets the board. Wagner, baseball pass to Brynn Nelson. Melo was posting up on the inside, and Wagner fires it there. Stockmo on the guard. Now it's to Nelson. Brynn will bury one from 15 feet. Brynn now with 5, and tell you what, Fargo South hanging around down by 5 at the 11-minute mark. Fargo Shanley right wing, zone defense continues. Again, Melo is playing right now with 4 personal fouls. Ball goes inside of Emily Schrema at the right block. Emily uses the dribble and able to get it for 2 points. Emily now with 15 and 9 on the night, a walking double-double.
The Shanley's being smart about that. They're bigger and they got position and they're just passing right over the top. And whether it's Emily or Messiku, they're making the shots, even though they're been double teamed a lot of times.
Brynn Nelson bounce pass to Melo. Melo gets the shot off around Stockmo. Rebound on the backside by Brynn McNeely. Brynn will bring it in the front court here. The 5'7" sophomore. A number of sophomores playing this season varsity minutes for Fargo Shanley, and Hazelton able to get the poke away steal here. The 5th in the second half by the Deacons. Hazelton goes the other way. Hank shoots off the backboard. No, and there's your double-double for Schrema.
But again, a good shot by Hazelton, just going through the lane, getting to the basket. Last couple times down. South hasn't been able to make those layups, but they're getting to that basket.
Hazelton will pick the reach-in foul. We'll have some substitutions here as Lexi Johnson, a 5'8" senior, will check in. Also, Talon Hoffert will come in as you have Grace Hazelton and Hannah Caribou coming out. Fargo South 5-6 in conference play. The Deacons at 5-5, and in the EDC, it is tight in that middle pack. And a 3-pointer by Hannah Hodel, now in double digits with 12, and it's a double-digit lead for Fargo Shanley.
You know, you just mentioned that she hadn't scored this half, but I mean, her defense has been really good because Addie's only scored 6 in this half, and
as Addie trying to make it 8, misses, gets the rebound, and then gets fouled. Addie Wagner, just a savvy player. Her 5th rebound will go back to the line. The foul goes by Dew, her first, and to the 4th foul. And to your point, Kat, she's only made 1 field goal here in the second half. She's got 4 from the line and a chance for 5 or 6 now.
Whereas the first half when she was making all the threes, that she was getting open there, she was doing ball screens for her. She was swinging around, and she's just not getting open from the outside like she did the first half. So, you know, credit to Hannah Hodel and then Audrey Dew just to tighten the defense up with her.
Wagner goes 1 of 2 from the free throw line, has 26 points on the night, 26 of Fargo South, and he added the 10 by Malo. That's been the 1-2 punch by the Bruins. Fargo Shanley again well balanced with 3 players working in double figures right now. Now it's just a matter of can you get a fourth a little bit for 6 or 8 points. This one goes to McNeely, top of the key, shot clock down at 10. Extra pass now to do. Up and over to Stockmo on the inside. Malo fronting. That's probably what she's going to have to do with that foul trouble as she fronts, gets the ball away, and shot clock will be stopped at 6.
Really doesn't matter who Shanley has down there, though. They're just going back to that play, and it's been working until South can stop it. I'd keep going to it.
Do ready to inbounds. That one hits the bottom of the backboard. Shrema corrals it left hand off the mark on the turnaround jumper. Hoffert with the rebound. An 8th grader getting some minutes here. Nelson in transition. This would be large. Hello, Brynn Nelson. Her second made 3. She's got 8, and the Bruins back within 2 possessions.
You know, just a second ago it was 10 points. You kind of thought it was slipping away from South, but again, good defense. Created a bad opportunity for the Deacons and come back with the quick 3.
Shrema, jumper, no. Stockmo trying to grab it, and Malo steals it away from her. Now it goes to Wagner, and a foul in the backcourt, which probably is not the worst foul considering the numbers. The foul will be on McNeely, her first, team's 5th. The problem, though, now, all of a sudden you look up, and Shanley only has 1 more foul to give before it's bonus time. On the opposite end, Fargo South, they have 2 team fouls, and they got the ball right now, and it just feels like every time Shanley has a chance to push like the Wile E. Coyote and the Roadrunner, like Coyote over the cliff. Fargo South doesn't want to go over the cliff. They just find a 4-0, 5-0 run and get back in the game.
You get back into it, but with the foul trouble, like getting close to the bonus, I mean, South going through the lane and a lot of passes, interior passes, could be leading some free throws here quickly if that keeps up.
Wagner guarded there by Hodel. Shot clock under 10. Wagner tries to get to the paint. She does off the backboard. Shot off the mark. Rebound, though, by Malo on the backside, and Shrema gets a swat. Now it goes to Nelson. Nice find on the bounce pass to Hoffert. What about that bounce pass?
Oh, that's beautiful. That's the 3rd time tonight that South has been able to do that. And again, both teams, the interior passing has been very, very good.
A 6-0 run by the South side right now makes it a 4-point game under 8 minutes to play. Post-game show coming up next. This one goes left baseline. Answer 3 by the Deacons off the mark. Rebound, though, by Hakim. Turnaround, yes, sir. 20 points and 7 rebounds for the super sophomore.
And again, all from that same spot. That was kind of the right baseline. Just a layup. I don't think she's made a shot outside of 4 feet.
No, I don't think so either. Little two-man game to Malo on the inside, and Teagan might have walked with it. It was a great play design, but Malo traveling to go back to Meziku. Her season high is 23 against Grand Forks Central. She might get that tonight. She's at 20 right now.
That's right, and again, very efficient, and doesn't force anything, and just really good looks. So
Shorma left baseline now to Hodel. Hodel will handle it coming off a staggered screen as Mavold on the right baseline now to Shrema. Shrema looking for the up and over pass to Akim. Drives, kick out left-hand side. Shorma, 3! Tickles the twine. Maggie Shorma with the triple. Give the assist to Emily, who again is the top 10 in the EDC this year in that category.
That's at least 4 assists for Emily tonight. And again, she just passes the ball over the top of the defense, sees the ball really well, handles the ball really well.
More importantly for the Deacons, back up to a 9-point lead. Baseline flex cut there by Malo. Emily didn't see it. Teagan gets called, and she'll go to the line to shoot 2. Emily picks up her first, and that'll be the team 6. So the remainder of the game, Fargo South now will be in the bonus. Teagan Malo, 28 of 45 from the free throw line this season. This will be her first chances at the stripe, and the first one swirls out. Substitutions as Hazelton will check in. If Malo can make this free throw, she'll get checked out for as Emily Jordahl, a sophomore, waiting in the wings. This to get it down to an 8-point game, and Malo able to do so. Now with 11 points.
Substitution.
And when Addie Wagner leaves, taking a look at players, so to speak, next year, we know Fargo Shanley has a bevy of sophomores. They got some freshmen, so to speak, coming up as well, Kemp. But you look at Fargo South, Teagan Malo is going to be a big factor in both volleyball and basketball next year here at Fargo South.
You know, for many years, South just really weren't competitive in girls basketball. But again, they've built the program. They're up to 500 this year. Best position standing-wise in the EDC. in a long time, and this isn't good. Never want to see this. So
timeout on the floor here as Grace Hazelton holding her left ankle will break. It will be Fargo South basketball when we return. Fargo Shanley up by 8 late in this one here on your live event.
The Irie Insurance Spring Update meetings are coming January 25th, 26th, and 28th with speakers Rich Morrison, Vice President of Farm Services at NAU Country, Mike Gower, Lead Field Marketing Specialist with NAU Country, and FSA personnel. They want to discuss the outlook for 2022 with you. They'll be in Devils Lake at the KC Hall on the 25th at 9 a.m. and then in Hope at the Legion at 3:30 that afternoon. Join them at the Senior Center in McVille at 9 on the 26th or in Hillsborough at 9 on the 28th. Irie Insurance Spring Update meetings January 25th, 26th, and 28th.
Coming June 23rd through the 25th at Brainerd International Raceway, the Midwest Premier Country and Rock Festival. Lakes Jam presented by R&J Broadcasting. On the Bud Light main stage, hear John Party, Tesla, Gabby Barrett, Warrant, Kicks, Mark Wills, and more. It's more than a music festival with watercross, drifting, poker tourneys, lawnmower racing, and more. For tickets and more information, visit lakesjam.com.
Well, Grace Hazelton will check out. It looks like kind of around the left ankle as Kelly Burns will take a look, the athletic trainer. So Fargo South, though, with the basketball after Kim stole it, but then went out of bounds with it. And a pick-to-picker play goes to Hofford, and it works beautifully. She's got 6 now. The Bruins are back within 2 possessions.
Well, a couple of things. The break was able to allow Addie Wagner to get back in, so she got a couple minute break, and then Grace Hazelton was able to walk off pretty well under her own power, which is always a good sign. Always concerned about a knee or something a little bit more
Hakim with 22 points on the opposite side. The shot is missed. Emily Jordahl gets the rebound, and she gets fouled. Hakim picks up her second, team's 7th, and at the line is Emily Jordahl. This will be her first free throw attempts of the night for the 5'10 sophomore, who doesn't get a ton of playing time, but again, because of the fouls and now Hazelton checking out, she will play some valuable minutes here for head coach Jason Smedshammer, and a chance to get some free throws in the cylinder. She goes on the first, and the second one, hey, good shot off the bench.
Well, South is number 2 in free throw percentage, so this could be their opportunity to get back into the game because they're in the bonus with 6 minutes to go.
They shoot as a team 64% as a line from Kent's Point. They're second in the conference. Hodel drives, kick, right-hand side, Shorma, three-pointer, right baseline short, and a rebound by Hoffert. And now for Fargo South, Addie Wagner brings in the front court here with 26 on the night. Hannah Hodel gets the steal. Nice job as Wagner just brought the ball out in front of her just enough, and Hodel was ready to pounce on it, and the turnover on Fargo South. Hodel spins, takes the ball screen, finds Shorma right-hand side, a 3-second violation. First one we've seen here tonight from either team, and it results in a turnover here for the Deacons.
Hannah Hodel on that play had a new defender. It was a sophomore that hasn't been played much tonight, and she just went right after. Let the defense double team her, and she kicked to the open player, but it was a 3-second on that play. So good read by Hannah.
This one goes to Hoffert. Hoffert, top of the key, three-pointer off the mark. No. Brynn Nelson gets the putback, left-hand side, no. And Shrema gets the rebound. Opportunities there go awry for Fargo South as we're at the 5-minute mark here for the Deacons, up by 6.
And that's about 4 at the rim that they've missed here in the past few minutes.
Hodel works around the horn. Hakim open on the inside, asks for it, gets it, and count it. Now a season high for the sophomore, 24 points on the evening for Meziku, and a chance to get to 25 at the line. Caribou picks up her first, the team's third. I don't know how much we can say about Hakim, who really has a similar skill set like Mo had, right? Mo was able to use the block, use the window, get missed shots, and we're seeing that here by the sophomore. And to your points, Kent, I don't think we've seen her from the left block. It's been from the right block the entire time. It's all been from the right side.
Mo was a little bit more active and would move around and go out to 12, 14 feet, but she just stays close to home, both on the offense and the defensive side.
Again, a season high and career high now for Meziku with 25 points on the evening. Fargo South down by 9. Can ill afford to have some empty possessions here. A 3 would be large and right on cue. Brynn Nelson, her third made 3 of the game. That's a season high now for Brynn. She's in double figures with 11. Shanley working with it the other way. Got to go to the hot hand to Meziku Hakim again. 27 points.
I don't know if you're South what to do. Maybe you just start following her and see how she shoots free throws. Do a hack-a-shack, but I mean this the way they're defending her is just not working.
Wagner dribble pullback. She wants a three. That's going to be long. Rebound comes down to Maggie Shorma. And Fargo Shanley, well, they're looking to push tempo. They go to Hakim, and why not again? Feed the big who runs. Meziku with 29 on the night.
That was just a beautiful play. She just beat everyone down the court, and Maggie Shorma just looked over the top, and there she was. So a 10-point game again.
66 points for Shanley. Their season high on the year is 70 against Fargo South last time they played. Shot off the mark. No, Malo gets the rebound, and Shrema will get another block. So Teagan gets the board, and Shrema just adds to assists, to steals, to blocks. She's done everything.
Done everything. But I'll give Malo a lot of credit. She's been playing with 4 fouls most of this half and been down in the post and battling all the time. Second half, Addie Wagner's only had 7 points.
Brynn Nelson three-pointer. That one can't get the shooter's roll, but it goes to a Bruin, and Shrema picks up the foul. Emily's second, team's 8th, and going to Eliza to be Emily Jordahl. And she will go to the stripe again. She hasn't played a lot of minutes. 4 points is her season high, but she will have a chance to match that here at the line, and that's a pretty-looking free throw attempt. To tell you what, bottle that up and give it to the youngsters.
That's right.
Jordahl's second one on the way. This to try to get it back down to 8.
No, you jinxed her.
My dad says the announcers jinx, Kent. I told him I don't believe in it, but apparently it's true, right?
Yeah, I was there because, I mean, she was really 3 nice shots, and then it just didn't quite work out.
Left wing jumper, three-pointer rattles out there by Shorma. Rebound by Fargo South. Just what the doctor ordered. A quick shot. Get the board now. Trying to go the other way here. Nice find by Wagner to Malo for 2 points across the paint. Malo with 13, and the Bruins are back within 7.
Yeah, I can't tell you how impressed I am with the inside passing. And, again, that's 5-6 times tonight that South, whether it's been Addie or Brynn, that's made those passes in the lane.
Hodel, left elbow, rattles out. Malo gets the rebound here, and the Bruins baseball pass. Wagner up the floor, finds Brynn Nelson. 17-footer in transition is long, and Hannah Hodel gets the rebound quickly. If you blink, you might miss some action here.
Yeah, again, just like the boys' game earlier, this has really been entertaining, and it's still competitive game, 7 points.
And a timeout by Steve Jacobson. We'll see what he draws up here. I'm wondering if it's a post touch to Hakim. We'll find out after the break. 2:42 left to play in regulation. Deacons up by 7. There's an old adage in sports in terms of moral victories, and by no means does Fargo South want this to be a moral victory with a loss, because if they do lose, they'll drop to 5-7 in conference play in the EDC, where you got Red River at 7-2 in 4th, but then in 5th right now, Shanley 5-5, tied with Devils Lake 4 games behind of West Fargo South at 4.5 back at 5-6, and you kind of look here. Fargo South again, 23-game losing streak to Shanley. A lot of them have been by double digits, so again, no moral victory, but you can tell that you can play with a top-end team in the EDC if you're Fargo South moving forward. That's 1 back-to-back games, and if you're Fargo Shanley, this is game 1 of 3 this week, Kent, and you want to find a way to get a win and feel good about it before another rival comes to your own gym on Thursday in Fargo Davies.
That's right, and talking to Steve before the game, he's really confident and feels that they can play with Davies. The game against Shanley's game against Davies early in the year was only about a 6-point game, but Shanley had 35 turnovers and just handling the ball much better. But from South side, I mean, they just won't go away. It's a 7-point game, and there's our play.
And there's Hakim. Nice job to work some time, work it around the perimeter. You make the defense shift, and Hakim just continues to add on now. 31 on the night for the sophomore. Just a fantastic night, and we'll have to take a look how many field goals she's made from the right block as well later.
I think it's 14 because she has three free throws, so
Jumper off the mark, off the miss there. Put back by Hofford is short, and Trema gets the loose ball rebound. We got her down for 12 boards on the night, and the Deacons now can kind of play that Dean Smith four corners basketball, try to take some time unless you got an open post touch. Here's her looking for Hakim Malo, posts up in the front, and then no backside help, and why not? 33 points, and she can finish on the left.
Well, she finished on the left. So
I'll tell you what, 33 of the 70 have came from Meziku, and a block shot there. Shorma gets the block of Wagner, whip around pass inside now Malo. Malo tries to go on the interior, does, and a timeout by Jason Smedhammer here. So every time that we talk about here, Malo with 15 points, you know, you got Fargo South just right at the edge, an opportunity to put them away. They've only been down by 13, their largest deficit, and there's going to be things to work on, as always, for both teams after a game like this. Fargo Shanley has matched a season high with 70 points, 33 again by Meziku. You look at Emily Shrema, she's got 15. Hannah Hodel with 12. That's a three musketeer that we've talked about here, Canton. If they can get that going throughout the rest of the season, Shanley can be a matchup problem for some teams with that size.
Well, and they're coming from different places. I mean, Hannah's been shooting from the outside. Emily will shoot, the three-pointer. She's had a couple long two-pointers tonight, obviously. Meziku has got a presence down low. So, again, there'll be some tough matchups. And, again, we haven't talked about, Maggie Shorma and Seeley Stockmull, just the size issues.
So Shanley up by 9. Fargo South takes a timeout. They will have one remaining. Little full court press here, and the Bruins have fouls to give. They only have 3 team fouls, so they can be aggressive. There is a foul in the backcourt here. This will be on Brynn Nelson, her third, team's fourth. The Bruins led by the 26, not to be outdone by Addie Wagner. She's probably somewhere around 2,040, 50 points now in her career. This one will be almost stolen away. Malo tried to get a jump ball, and it does go to Fargo South. So that works as the turnover. You needed something like that quickly, and now you need a bucket. And Kent, you're down 9. A 3 would be lovely, but just even getting something in the cylinder would be nice too.
Yeah, I mean, the way they've been attacking the basket, and they went right to the basket.
There you go, backside. Another timeout by the Fargo South Bruin bench. We'll keep it here. Tegan Malo now with 17 points, 11 of the 17 in the second half. So as we talked about, a 3 musketeer for Fargo Shanley, you got Wagner with 26, Malo with 17, and then Brynn Nelson with 11. That's a nice balanced effort as well for Coach Smedhammer and the Bruins.
Well, you look at the second half for the South. Shanley adjusted their defense on Addie Wagner, and as a result, Tegan Malo and the other Brynn Nelson stepped up with about 20 points in the second half. So both teams made adjustments, but South all evening has had shots at the basket, and just need to make them. Again, 7-point game with a minute to go. They just will not go away.
They will not. It's one of those games where, again, Fargo South has 2 more fouls, and then the third would finally put Shanley in the bonus. So if you're Jason Smedhammer, you're saying, hey, let's play aggressive here. As much as, you want to stop the ball and maybe get a steal, you can be a little bit aggressive, Kent, in this situation. And maybe, depending on how the official sees it from their point of view, maybe it's a foul, but maybe they're, blinded by it by someone coming in for a double team. They can go the other way and try to get 2 points quickly.
But on the flip side, it's been a clean game, and South has just been quick with their hands and, have created some issues for Shanley here in the second half.
Shanley with 2 timeouts remaining, able to break the press here in the front court. Now, South will have to try to foul quickly, as Jason Smedhammer is saying, trying to get up here and try to get the foul, as the clock will go under now 1 minute. The foul on Brynn Nelson, that's someone that you don't want to foul out of the game because that's her 4th, team's 5th. So anybody but Tegan and Brynn, if you can, because those 2 would foul out. Hakim posting up on the inside. Shrema trying to get it in before a 5 count, doesn't, and she calls a timeout, and Fargo Shanley will have 1 remaining. We'll take a break with them. 7-point lead here for the Deacons late in this one in EDC girls basketball.
What do basketball, choir, drama club, and marching band all have in common? They're all high school activities that offer learning opportunities not necessarily found in the classroom. They take up just a fraction of a typical North Dakota high school's budget, and they go a long way to giving young people the tools they need to thrive. High school activities, they're more than extracurricular. They're extra important, too. This message presented by the North Dakota High School Activities Association and the North Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Shanley's been stuck at 70 for the last about 60 seconds or so. They were up by 10. Fargo South got the last 3 points, and it's still a 7-point game with 59.2 seconds play. Coming up on our post-game show, final numbers, name your player of the game, and take a look ahead for both teams as well between the Deacons and the Bruins. EDC standings tonight, West Fargo 9-1 entering play. You had Davies 8-1, Cheyenne 8-3 with Red River at 7-2, and Shanley's going to be going up against Red River a little bit later on. Then you got Shanley, Devils Lake, and South right there sandwiched in the middle. If you can make a run for the next couple weeks, you could find yourself in the top 5, if not the top 4, and host a EDC quarterfinal game. Here comes a quick foul as Hodel gets it, and the foul with Emily Jordo. She'll pick up her first, team 6th. And so what we're seeing on the floor right now with a couple of players out with Malo and Nelson, more than likely one more foul, then you'll do the offense-defense substitution on the dead ball. This one goes to Akim on the inside, and almost getting the steal was Wagner. But there comes the foul on Addie. That's her first, team's 7th, and a 1-1 with Meziku.
Well, that's one of those ones where the referee called that a little bit closer than they might have been the rest of the game. But, again, good backside help defense on that one. Kind of a forced pass, though, but they were going to their bread and butter one more time.
Kim is 3 of 6 from the free throw line here tonight. Make one to get one for the sophomore. Meziku, free throw, got it.
Nice.
34 points on the evening. She had 9 in the first half, so she's had a whale of a second half. Second one on the way. This to get it up to 9. She does, and now all of a sudden you might look at the clock, and now you might need some threes if you're the Bruins. Down by 3 possessions. Wagner will stop, go inside, and there's a foul here on the floor. This will be a 1-and-1 opportunity. The foul comes on Hodel, her 4th, team's 9th. Not the worst thing either, as the clock stops here for a 1-and-1 opportunity. And
yeah, if you're Shanley, you don't want to be falling there. You want the clock running, and let them force them to make that layup instead of having Addie shoot 2 free throws.
So Addie, first one on the way. That one rattles out on the 1-and-1, and Shrema gets the rebound. And Fargo South is going to have to foul quickly, and there comes the foul. A couple more seconds comes off the clock as Addie Wagner and Emily Shrema will be going to the NSIC respectively, as Emily and Addie just have a little laugh there in the backcourt. I think Addie just kind of ran into Emily, and Emily's like, "You okay there?" It's 2 seniors. Here comes the defense to offense with Brynn Nelson and Tegan Malo will check in. Wagner picks up her 2nd, team's 8th, and Shrema goes to a line where she's 1 of 2 here tonight. Now make her 2 of 3. Lefty, 16 points, 12 rebounds were got her down for. A couple of steals, a couple of blocks, a couple of assists as well.
Well, you're just talking about Emily Shrema and Addie Wagner just kind of laughing after the fall call. They've been playing AAU ball together the last couple summers with Tim Jacobson's ND Pro program. They've been playing travel ball probably against each other or with each other since 3rd, 4th grade. So
Malo will foul out. She will go 17 points, 6 rebounds, 1 of 2 from the free throw line. 6 points away from a season high where she had it against Wahpeton. And Emily Shrema, all of a sudden you look up and she's a couple of points away from matching a season high, but a nice performance. 3 of 4 from the line, 17. She had 9 of them in the first half, and a chance to add on to it here at the line. Misses the first. Rebound comes down to Addie Wagner, and Wagner wants to get going in transition. Double team comes, and Shanley saying anybody but Wagner, but Addie gets right to the 10, and now with 28 on the night, and here has to come a quick foul, and it does. Emily Jordo picks up her 2nd, team's 9th, and South has done a good job of extending the game, but Shanley with Hakim hitting a couple of free throws, Shrema there as well. They just done enough at the free throw line late here, Ken, to put this game away, because if you go 3 points less, all of a sudden it's a 2-possession game, at this time.
Well, I'm just impressed with the caliber of play. I mean, with Emily Shrema and Addie Wagner both moving on to D2 next year. Just, a lot of times you just think they're, scorers or a rebounder, but I mean, just a full complement what they had. Assists, blocks, good defense from both of them.
And Shrema goes 1 of 2 from the line. Wagner, crossover 14-footer, got it to go. Matches now a season-high 30 points. And here comes a foul in the backcourt as Talon Hoffert will pick up her first, and it'll be 2 shots working with it the other way with Hannah Hodel. Again, Addie Wagner, 30 points. The last time she had 30 was against West Fargo. Well, now she's got 30 again, and she still has a number of games in front of her here as a senior. Hodel shooting 2. First one is short. Shanley with this result will improve to 6-6 on the season, 6-5 in conference play. Fargo South will drop to 6-7 and 5-7 in the conference. Hodel goes 0 of 2. Wagner gets the rebound, and we'll have one more opportunity. Deep 3 off the back tab, and that's appropriate. Hakim to get the rebound to finish this one.
I don't know how many rebounds she had, but I mean, obviously player of the game, in my opinion.
Yeah, no question.
Let her put a little icing on the cake with that rebound. She had to be double figures.
8-point win for Fargo. Shanley will take a look at the final numbers after this. The Deacons win it by 8. A hard-fought victory against Fargo South here tonight in EDC girls basketball.
Going to NDSCS, I found out way more than just like sports. I met a lot of people just on my floor, and then different activities you could go to that were on campus. I for sure will look back on all the memories and love it. My name is Grace, and I'm here for my future.
First week of college, I can't tell you how many friends I've made. It's a family, you know what I mean? Like every time I go to a meeting, like everyone knows my name. They're always kind to me. I love it. I can't explain how much I love it here. My name is Junior, and I'm here for my future.
If you want help from a firm who has integrity, respect, strives for excellence, and is interested in the benefit of the community, then look no further than Onstead Twitchell Attorneys. Our team of attorneys are dedicated and talented professionals who are committed to improving the lives of their clients and providing custom legal solutions with integrity and excellence. We have offices in West Fargo, Hillsborough, and Castleton. Or visit our website at www.onsteadlaw.com.
Since 1981, Park Christian School has been educating the next generation of leaders in the Fargo, Moorhead, and West Fargo area. Park Christian's thoroughly Christian education and commitment to academic excellence has resulted in a confident tradition of student success. Students graduate from Park Christian School strong in their faith and well prepared for the rigors of college, career, and relationships. Call 218-236-0500 to schedule your visit or go online to parkchristianschool.org.
Degelman does put the effort and time into their employees by training them.
It's something that you think you couldn't do, but you can actually do it because you were trained to do it.
Once I got my confidence up, now I just feel pride.
I'm very proud to be leading the team that builds the toughest product in the manufacturing and agricultural industry.
Final tonight, Fargo Shanley wins in an EDC girls basketball 75-67 thanks to Reggie Funk running the camera. Chase Miller, Kemp Busick with you here from Fargo South High as it was a dandy in both games. Shanley gets the sweep, 69-63 win in the boys game. And, we had some really good performances in the boys game. Kraft with 29 points, Connor from Shanley, James Hamilton with 34. And we saw that here as well. Mexico Hakim had 35 for Fargo Shanley. Fargo South led by the 30 by Addie Wagner. You never know what you're going to get when you come to ball games, Kent. And tonight we got to see some really good team but also individual performances in both contests.
Did, but, in case with Fargo South, they got behind the 13 points early on. They didn't look good. The coach took 2 timeouts quickly, and they're competitive the whole game. But from South's standpoint, just seeing the improvement from them over December 10th when they played Shanley down at Shanley. They've come a long ways, a little bit more balanced with Mayo and Nelson scoring double figures and they were very confident with the ball. Shanley, if you look at the box score up there, 18 from Emily Shrema, 12 from Hannah Hodel, but also second half, Hannah played great defense on Addie Wagner because she just didn't get the shots. And, we were talking about it, Mess Hakeem. I mean, she's a sophomore. And basically, there was one play we saw from her tonight. They just set her up in the right post, and she'd make layups. So, again, as she just, develops her game, gets stronger, and, gets a couple moves, it's maybe fake to the left or fake to the right. I mean, that she could be scary.
It's going to be fun to watch. Let's take a look at the final numbers in this one. Hakim falls just shy of a double-double, 35 points to 15 made field goals. She would have 8 rebounds in this contest as well here and make 5 free throw attempts. 18 points, 17 rebounds for Emily Schrema, 18 and 17 here for the future Minot State commit. Hannah Hodel, 12 points, 2 rebounds, a handful of assists. She did a number of things right as well here for Fargo Shanley. Maggie Shorma with 3 points, 3 boards. Aubrey Dewitt, 3 points. Celie Stockmo with 2 points, 4 rebounds. And Jenna Mayvold with 2 points as well for the Deacons. But again, 35 for Hakim, 18 for Schrema, and then you had Hodel with 12. Quickly for my own former Shanley Deacon math, that's 65 of the 75 points coming from those 3 for Fargo Shanley. For the Fargo South Bruins, it's going to feel very similar to what we just said. Addie Wagner, 30 points, 6 rebounds, 4 threes, 2 assists here that they had Wagner down for. 17 points, 9 rebounds by Tegan Malo for the sophomore. 11 points by Brynn Nelson. So again, that all of a sudden you look up and you go, okay, 47, carry the 1. Now you got 58 of the 67 points from those 3 with Wagner, Malo, and Nelson. 6 by Hoffert off the bench, 6 points, 3 rebounds. Emily Jordo with 3 points and 4 boards as well for Fargo South. Final look at the team numbers. The Bruins shoot 36% from the floor. Shanley at 51%. Shanley with 4 made threes. Fargo South with 7. Bruins go 10 of 13 from the line. Fargo Shanley goes 9 of 17 from the line. Players of the game, I think it's kind of out of the bag, but I'll just let you kind of elaborate on the players of the game.
Well, I mean, Masaki Hakim, 35 points speaks for itself, but as Chase said, 15 made baskets, but I don't think she took more than 22, 23 shots. Again, just high efficiency, doesn't turn the ball over in the post, constantly double team the whole game. So again, there was very few uncontested baskets, so she had to work for it. But again, it was a play that worked. Addie Wagner, I always viewed her just kind of as a shooter, been watching her for years, but just how well she handles the ball. She drove, she passed. She probably had 5 or 6 assists, and then there was a couple more plays that the kids just weren't waiting. They just missed the ball because they were surprised that the ball got there. But again, from the ball handling standpoint, really, really impressed.
It's going to be a lot of fun to see. Again, Addie Wagner matches a season high with 30 points. On the opposite side, we're not going to say a season. It's a career high for Masaki Hakim, who's just a sophomore with 35 points here tonight for Fargo Shanley. So the Deacons improved to 6-6 on the year. Fargo South drops to 6-7. Up next for the Bruins, a date in Grand Forks against the Rough Riders of Red River at 2 o'clock on Saturday. Fargo Shanley will play their rival from the South in Fargo Davies at 5:45 on Thursday. Kent, thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your week, and we'll talk to you down the line, my man.
Thank you, Chase. Anytime.
All right, Kent Busick, I'm Chase Miller. Thanks again for Reggie Funk. That does it here tonight. Again, your finals in boys game. Fargo Shanley wins at 69-63, and the Deacons earn the sweep with a 75-67 win against Fargo South. Have a great rest of your Tuesday night, and check out yourliveevent.com for future coverage of high school athletics.